Landslide slash Rockfall, near where I grew up on the Oregon coast. So this is the town of Newport, and right here is the Yaquina River, which becomes Yaquina Bay before it meets the Pacific Ocean. So we're going to zoom in on a specific section of the bay to a landslide that occurs on an occurrence interval of about every year to 6 months. It generally occurs in the winter when there's a really large rain event, which is usually caused by a gale, and there's normally a couple gales on the coast a year. So here you can see it from the sky, and we're going to put our little guy here so you can see it a lot better. Zoom out a little bit. All right, so here it is. As you can see, the rock is pretty poorly consolidated. This is a sandy clay. It's not quite lithified enough to call it rock, and it's not quite developed enough to consider it soil. There are other slopes that are similarly steep to this slope. You can see this one's pretty steep. It's almost vertical. It's probably about 80 degrees. But the other rocks have a much higher soil cohesion because they're stronger rock or they're able to support vegetation. And for whatever reason, this vegetation just doesn't like to grow in this stuff. So as the big rainfall event or gale comes in, the pore pressure increases here as the slope absorbs water, which reduces the normal stress and decreases the shear strength to below the driving shear stress. And at this point, what happens is you get a translational landslide along the shallow planar failure surface here. Or more commonly, you get a little rockfall. Again, I don't know if rockfall is quite the right word for it because it's not really rock. Normally, this isn't very large. You can see they built this little barrier here, and normally that stops any of the material. But every couple years, it gets large enough that the slide will go over this. And yeah.